curious to see how much dew we have tomorrow. There I saw a snake. Ugh. And it's so hot. What is cowboy camping?
Cowboy camping just means sleeping outside under the stars with no tent or shelter. Just you, your sleeping bag, and the open sky. 3 quick advantages. First, you get an amazing view of the night sky. Second, it's really simple because there's no tent to set up. And third, you feel super connected to nature.
This will be the last opportunity to fill up my water, and that's what I'm gonna do now. And it's so hot. I'm sweating so much. I have my shirt there drying a little bit, and also my hat is drying there. I found a shady place here. Before it gets steeper, I think it continues this way up. There's some climbing. But yeah, it's a really nice, quiet area. That's where I came from, and now I continue this difficult path, continuously difficult, all the way to the summit over there. That's the goal for today, and I see if I can find a good spot to sleep up there. The path here is really the worst. It's very hard to climb up and down here, even to find the path at times, and it takes me already 3 times longer than I expected it will take me. So that tells everything. But yeah, keep on moving. Hard one. It's actually not easy to find a suitable spot up here. It's quite a pointy summit. It's more like a ridge, maybe close to the cross here. I just came from over there. I looked for a spot. There might be a spot, but I think I will just put my sleeping bag right here next to the cross. It's a more or less flat part and seems to be the best thing. I just checked the wind. The wind will come from south, this direction. So I will build a little wall just to protect my head, because I think I will lay with the head directly towards the wind, because it's not possible any other way. So that's what I have to take. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. That is my shelter for tonight. A couple of rocks, that's enough. Some of you might know that the problem with cowboy camping is always the dew that pretty much always happens. So the humidity that sets on the sleeping bag. I checked the forecasts. So in the last 10 days, this is by far the best day to do a cowboy camping, because the humidity in the air is the lowest. That does not guarantee that there will be no dew on my sleeping bag, because the humidity is one factor. Another factor is the temperature, specifically the temperature of the sleeping bag. How much does the surface of the sleeping bag cool down in comparison to the surrounding air? If it cools down a lot, the sleeping bag, then there will be dew even if there's not so much humidity in the air. So there's a lot of factors. The sleeping bag loses the heat, especially if there's no clouds. We will see what happens. I cannot predict how far the sleeping bag will cool down, but I have a little thermometer. This one also shows the humidity in the air. At the moment, very good, just around 60% humidity, which is good, and we'll see how this will change throughout the day. I checked the forecast, as I said, but you cannot really 100% believe the forecast because they are also just calculating. I don't have like a weather station built in here, so they're calculating from different places. I'm curious how accurate it will be and how much dew there will be at the end. So yeah, I hope that was not too confusing. Maybe we talk later about it a little bit more. I'm hungry. Time to eat. I will show you what I have for today. I have 4 items: noodles, ham, cheese and eggs. And who can guess what that will be today? You guessed it, it's spaghetti carbonara, but instead of spaghetti I have ramen, so it's ramen carbonara. I don't have much water today, that's why I have to be a little bit thoughtful about my use of water. I have the noodles, they are soaked. There's still quite a lot of liquid in there, but I will keep it in there because I cannot waste any liquids today. I started again to heat it up a little bit more. And then I will throw in the rest of the ingredients. I can already throw in the ham. So good. So I will heat it up really good and then I will throw in the eggs. Mix the whole thing really good. It's a little bit too much liquid in there, but I don't care at all. And last but not least, the cheese. Oh, let's do it all out. As I said, it's too much liquid, but it's great. That's good. Here I have my little weather app. Here you can see on this line, at the moment we have 63% humidity, then we go to 70 almost, and then back to 60. That's for tonight. And then for tomorrow, we have to look here in the morning. It looks really good, 54, 51, and then at around 8 o'clock we go up to 70, 72. Yeah, as I said, that's all theoretical. That can change, you know. You can make a screenshot of this, put it into ChatGPT or any other tool, and then it asks for the dew point, and it will calculate the dew point. There's also like a formula where you can calculate it yourself. The dew point means basically that's the temperature where your sleeping bag will get wet. That is just theoretical. There are so many other factors, like I said. If there are any clouds, if there's wind, in this case, usually it's awful to have wind. In this case, it's pretty good to have the wind because the wind moves the moisture away. There's some grass also. All those things play a role, and at the end, yeah, it will be a surprise, but it's very interesting. I'm curious to see how much dew we have tomorrow. I will just quickly show you, this tool could be any other tool. Those are quite cheap. 57 humidity, 17 Celsius. It calculates the dew point for 8.7 degrees Celsius. That's right at the moment. Of course, this will change. But if it would stay like this, that's very good, because that means the sleeping bag has to cool down to 8 degrees in order to have dew. Let's explore a little bit the area. That would have been my second choice. As you can see, the cross is back there. And the reason why I actually didn't choose this spot was because as I walked there, I saw a snake. I don't know, it's 2,000 meters of altitude. Still snakes up here, that's crazy. But I took it as a sign. There might be other snakes, but at least I feel I'm further away from this snake up there. So. So far it feels pretty dry. It feels also that it's on the border to getting wet, but still it feels dry. So far so good. Let's see what happens. A dessert has to be. It's a cheesecake pastry again. It's dry, it's beautiful, it's pretty warm. And slowly I start liking those lights a lot. It just makes the whole thing so much more cozy. And it looks like something I really want to lay down. I'm looking forward to lay down here. Back there, that's the full moon that is just rising up. It's unbelievable. I'm actually so excited. I cannot even lay down. I'm just walking around up here. It's so nice. The humidity is 60%, the temperature is 14 degrees Celsius, and the dew point is 7.5. The sleeping bag would need to cool down 7 degrees for it to be dew. So if it stays like this or close to this range, I'm totally safe. So everything's super dry. The by far biggest advantage of this setup is of course that you can look in the stars and you're totally free to look at the moon and whatever. Because you don't have a bivy bag, condensation is not an issue. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this night and looking in the stars a little bit. Lights out. If I find the button. Good night. Good morning. All night long everything was dry, no problem. There was always a slight wind going on that helped also. The moon just set 10 minutes ago over there. It was also really nice. And now I'm basically just waiting for the sun to get up and enjoy the views. It's almost a waste to sleep up here. But yeah, I had a couple of hours of good sleep, so now I just enjoy a little bit. There the sun comes up. I also found a good spot for my extra large pot. I put it like this in the backpack and it doesn't use up much extra space. The last one was heavy. Thank you. The forecast was actually quite precise. I measured it against a little device that I have. Depending on where you are, I would recommend observe the weather for the place where you want to be and then see how it changes also. Then you get a feeling on how stable the weather is. Of course, if you attempt something like this, a small and lightweight bivy bag should always be in your backpack. My sleeping bag had a comfort rating of 5 degrees Celsius, comfort rating. The lowest temperature was 11 degrees, so I had a 6-degree buffer, which was very good because usually I sleep in a quilt and I'm not used sleeping in a sleeping bag anymore. So I just opened the sleeping bag and used it as a blanket, and with the 6-degree buffer, temperature buffer, that worked out very good. Why did I choose a synthetic sleeping bag? If there would have been wind with the sleeping bag, you're much better off than with a quilt. In a tent, it does not make a difference when you're sheltered from the wind, but if you're directly in the wind, sleeping bag has its advantages. Synthetic I chose because I didn't know how wet it will be, and in the worst case, if it's super wet with a synthetic material, you're better off, even though the hydrophobic down is also very good nowadays, but I just wanted to be on the safe side. And if you made it till here, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you also in the next one.